Guys, it's sort of a special set. It's not in the program, but I've been planning this for a while. Now, ragtime obviously is something that can speak to different generations in different ways, if that makes sense. I play locally where I'm from in Santa Cruz. I play at the mall in town. I play in a little bakery. I play all over the place, and I still get people saying, "Can you play the Sting?" And every time they do that, I always just smile. I'm very, the Sting isn't a piece, right? Usually they want to hear The Entertainer or Solace by Scott Joplin. And there's something amazing about that. On one hand, okay, a whole generation only knows ragtime music just because of one movie. They only know one or two songs. But the lasting effect of that is extraordinary in that what I described is what happened, in that a whole group of people that never would have been exposed to this music were, and it had such a lasting impression that 40, 50 years later, it's still in people's consciousness. And it's very exciting to be able to give them that, and that, whatever it takes as a ragtime musician to get people to listen to this stuff. Through movies, TV shows, and then the younger generation has video games. And I grew up in this era, in the 80s and 90s. There was no Sting. We didn't have that. What we had were TV shows and movies and video games that used a lot of these, they didn't call it ragtime, they used a lot of these motifs and ideas and rhythms. And really a whole generation of kids have been exposed to this style of music without necessarily knowing what it is that they've been exposed to, but they've been exposed to it nonetheless. And for example, there's a video game that uses The Entertainer and Solace by Scott Joplin. And I know what generation the person is by what they recognize it from, right? It's oh, that's from the Sting, or oh, that's from this, and I can tell how old that person is by what they grew up in. And it's so cool to see that happen. Like on YouTube, the most watched TV show is a cartoon from Russia, of all places, called Masha and the Bear or something, and it's all 100% ragtime soundtrack the whole way through. And these have been seen tens of billions of times. So again, entire generations of kids are growing up with this music. They might not know who Scott Joplin is, but it is a part of their consciousness, and that's really cool. So, to this long intro, I'm going to play a few examples of some of these video games tunes that have been repurposed or that draw from the ragtime era, but put on new spins. I mean, that's what we're doing. We're trying to keep the old, maintain the old, give homage to the old, cherish the old, but also embrace the new. And we can't lose sight of the fact that, again, different generations are drawn to different media for different reasons. And the way that we're going to keep the young kids involved in this type of music is to embrace the fact that it is now evolving into these new areas. And that should be, we need to be on top of that. And one person who did that more than anything, whether or not he knew it at the time, was Tom Breyer. And of course, Tom is a huge inspiration for many of us, players and just listeners, enjoyers alike. And I grew up watching YouTube and seeing Tom play in this place and a few other places, thanks to Ron taking videos. And it's amazing to see that the impact that has had. The people in the ragtime community, they love Tom Breyer, they love all these musicians, but we have no idea the effect that he and Ron's channel and this whole new generation of musicians are having on ragtime. It is insurmountable. It is amazing. I've traveled the world performing, and I have met people in Slovakia and Singapore who say, "You know Tom Breyer? Tom, you played with Tom Breyer? I saw him in the ice cream shop." Oh, these are strangers that are around the world that are now exposed to this music, and it's something that it gives me hope for the future of ragtime. and all of these fantastic old genres, that it's still going to be alive and played and written and interpreted for generations to come. So that's my long diatribe. So I'm going to start with one that isn't exactly a ragtime piece, but I repurposed it for that purpose, and it is the theme of a Nintendo-made video game called Super Smash Brothers. So this is the theme to Super Smash Brothers Ragtime of Fun.